You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Podcast Network. Find all of our shows at wearelibertarians.com. You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Welcome to the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast. This is episode number 89 of East Central Indiana's favorite podcast. I'm Jeremiah Morrell. I'm joined today by co-hosts Chase Peyton, Kade Koger, and as always, Mr. Dakota Davis.
Today's episode is a host-only episode, so we're going to be covering some interesting news stories for you. We are going to be talking about John Allen Chow. I think I'm saying his last name correctly. He was the American missionary and adventurer that was killed on the North Sentinel Island off the coast of India by the tribes people. We're also going to be talking...
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly killed.
There's no proof yet. Innocent until proven guilty. And we are also going to be talking about the Progressive Democrat Caucus and their plans for a, quote, Green New Deal. And what we are going to see in that, and the things and surprises that we have in store for us in the next congressional session. So, let's get into this episode. It's going to be a good one.
I thought your beer said queef on.
Quaff on. I'm going to guess Libby's watching, so hi, Libby. Mother-in-law here. That sweater, though. So, in the studio, Chase Peyton is in the guest chair, and you are wearing your ugly
a beautiful
Christmas sweater.
Go Bears.
You want to describe it?
It says Chicago.
It's
got some footballs. It's got some helmets. It's got some snowflakes. All the
trees.
essentials.
Did you get that
trees.
on your trip up north?
Actually,
No, you've had that for a while.
I stole it from my cousin. He left it at the house one time, and I was like, I'm going to wear it.
Just like
you were
my
here 2
dad's
weeks ago, and you
Kill Your
admitted to
TV.
stealing a T-shirt.
Yes.
Huh. Chase the clothing thief. Didn't know.
Oh,
What else do you steal?
Same cousin also kissed Dakota's sister one time.
Yep. That's true.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it is
also
true.
stole Dakota's dad's T-shirt. So
You're such a thief.
I am.
We can't trust you with anything.
Stealing hearts and
If I
stealing
see a
T-shirts.
T-shirt,
I
it's
no
on the
longer
floor.
feel comfortable knowing that you know where the studio is. At least we didn't give him a key.
Not yet.
Not ever.
I can
at
go
this
through
rate.
the window.
You'll stimulate our economy.
The
through a
little
rock
like
through it.
1x1 window. You think you can fit through that?
I don't think Chase's hips will go through that window.
I don't think my butt could fit.
Now, on the other side of the room is co-host Kade Koger, and we let Kade come today because he brought a gift.
Yeah, I heard Chase wasn't having a very good season out in the woods, and I figured
It's true.
We need an update first. Did you get a deer? You missed
Dude,
our show last week
I
because you
haven't-
were hunting.
Kade killed all the deer. I haven't seen one. I mean, literally, I at least see a couple. I miss a couple. I haven't seen one.
I hope Cade's gift really makes you feel better about it.
So, Kade, we'll let you go. Do you need help lifting this, or you got it?
I've been working out.
I hope you guys are watching the live stream. If not, come back to the Facebook feed and watch it. That is, how many points is that? Is that
That's a 10-pointer.
Yeah, it's a good
10-point
10-point.
buck?
What'd you name it?
Bucky.
Bucky.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Kade is holding up a 10-point Henry County buck that was harvested. We talked about it, I think, on episode 88.
Is this one of those singing ones that you can make it sing songs?
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
Dang it.
How long has Bucky been with
We
you?
can probably animate it though with your new phone.
Yeah, we can.
How long has Bucky been with you?
Like 7 years.
7 years, Kade says, as he's not using the microphone. So Bucky has had some repair work done to his rack.
He got hit with a dump truck.
Ooh.
So it
He's
busted
pretty
his rack
resilient,
up,
though.
and
I
we
mean-
got some Gorilla Glue and
Yeah,
fixed him up.
He looks great. Pretty
Yeah.
So
resilient.
Bucky's
tough.
going to live with us now.
Yep. He's the studio.
If I saw that thing, I'd probably crap myself.
You don't think the truck driver did when he hit him?
Oh, Possibly.
So, but you fed him, you said.
Yeah.
You took care of him.
He was killed on the road neighboring, like, connects to one of my farms. One of my friends actually hit him with a dump truck.
And how did you know it was your deer?
He told me about it. He's like, "Oh, I hit that buck you got trail cam pictures of." Like, "Oh, that's great."
How did you know? Like,
he had
did
it mounted.
you RFID him or something?
No,
or
we
did
had
you just-
pictures of him.
Yeah. You just
So-
matched up the
Oh, yeah.
points.
Yep.
Their antlers are like their thumbprints.
Right.
Yep.
You just,
They're so unique.
He had him mounted, and then he had him for like a year or two or something like that. And then I had an old Toyota Camry that we used to demo derby with, and I wanted to get rid of it, and he wanted to buy it. And so I was like, "Give me that buck, and I'll give you this car. And it'll be the best deal in history."
And it
As
worked
a matter
out
of
just
fact,
great.
their antlers are so unique that the FBI, whenever every single deer is born, they take a plaster molding of their antlers so that if there's a deer crime, they can trace it back.
And then they also are going to get them on 23andMe
Yes.
as well, so they can
Yes.
mark it to the deer.
Thank God we didn't do that.
Yeah. We haven't done the 23andMe for ratings because we'd get.
We just knew that was going to happen. It
Yeah.
was the libertarian instinct.
Yeah, we trust those Ancestry.com people. Though. All right. So last night, you and Audrey recorded Tinfoil Time. You came in here after the Elks Club, and
Incorrect.
And the viewers are loving that episode.
Nope, not correct.
Oh, that's what the notes said.
Yeah, well, the notes also say Dallas International Airport instead of Denver International Airport. But that was just a typo from me. But no,
I hear that
we
place
came into
is-
town. We came into town to go to the Elks Club last night for dinner, like Wednesday tradition usually is. And we were like, all right, we'll record after we get done eating. And we get done eating. I come to the studio, and we had driven Audrey's car, so I didn't have the studio keys with me.
And you didn't use Chase's plan of just knocking out a window.
Nope. I'm not as quick on my feet. I'm not a
Yeah?
natural-born thief like Chase is.
Okay, man.
I thought you were Thief Thumbs.
Yeah, that's just on Xbox. That's for Skyrim only.
You don't
And
have
Red
like
Dead.
a little lock set you can break locks with?
I used to have a lock-picking set, and one of my friend's grandpas, who was a locksmith for a long time, taught me how to pick a lock. And I bought one, and it fit in your wallet. And I was okay at it. It took me a long time to do it, but I could break it
You
back
could have
in.
driven home and gotten your keys and come back by the time you had the lock picked.
But anyway, I had it in my wallet, and we went on vacation and went through the airport, and they made me throw it away. I could either check it or I had to throw it away, and I was like, just throw it away. Not worrying about it.
So,
I used to play a video game. You're all probably too young to have remembered it. It was a Sierra game, and the titles I've forgotten it. So you want to be a hero? It was a Quest for Glory, I think. Somebody out there is going to be like, "Yeah, I used to play that." Well, if you chose to be the thief, you could steal, and you could pick locks or whatever. But as you were learning, sometimes you would you'd pick locks using your nose. You'd like practice.
Ooh.
And then, like, half the time you'd kill yourself. You'd accidentally, like, shove it through your brain and you'd die.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was very... So when you talk about picking
It's like
locks,
a graphic
literally,
game.
Yeah.
literally, it's like the Quest for Glory thing is the only thing I can think of.
you
I
can
thought-
pick locks in Red Dead Redemption, too.
Oh, so let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
I've been listening to Juice in the Morning.
notes.
That's okay. It's a freeform show, right? Red Dead's this big thing, and Chris Guffey, who was here a minute ago, he came over. We had a little mandate on a Friday night. Sarah was doing something, so I'm like, "Come on over, we'll play video games." So I'm like, "Oh, let's buy Red Dead Redemption." 88 gigabyte file to download. We never got to play it.
It takes forever.
It took forever to download.
Yeah, I bought it before I went to bed one night and just woke
Yeah.
up the next morning. I
took
bought
a
it on a
little
Friday
nap.
night. It was like, tomorrow when I wake up, I'll be able to play this.
Yeah. So and it was what I did. And I played on that Saturday morning, and I played for like an hour, and I spent 20 minutes trying to figure out how to get a shotgun off of my stupid horse.
Yeah, that took me a while.
I was very it was not intuitive. I haven't played one of their games in
The
ages.
controls are kind of wonky.
And it is
They're different.
difficult. So then I got on it again last night, and Sarah watched me play, and I played for another hour and a half, and I think I've completed 1% of the game.
Yeah,
so I think it's going to take me like
the
3
first
years to
level
finish this thing.
literally takes you like an hour or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you don't know what
and
you're
then
doing.
you see the opening credits, you're like, what the heck?
So I'm not that far
Like
yet.
I've played probably almost a day on it. I'm like 40% in.
I'm going to need you to come over and walk me through this. Like I need I need coaching.
I loved the first one, but it's been so long since I played the first one, I forgot how to do everything.
Skyrim, my total combined hours is like months of my entire life. It's just gone. I'll never get that back.
I was like that with Modern Warfare 2. And Modern, and so that was what happened when I played when I downloaded that for my little mandate with Guffey. I had him come over and we just traded back and forth. We played Modern Warfare 2 because it's backwards compatible. You put your 360 copy in and it works on the Xbox now.
Yep.
On the Xbox One.
My problem with Red Dead is I always get sidetracked killing like 10 perfect snakes so I can get a really cool saddle for my horse.
I do that too.
I take like a whole day.
doing that. In all those RPG games, it's like, wow, I could get this. And you're like, screw all these other missions.
Yeah.
This is my mission.
Yeah, I'm pimping out my camp right now.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Same spot.
I'm nowhere close to any of that. I'm still having to do the one or two things in the line.
Have you died yet?
Oh yeah, I've died like 3 times.
Really?
And when I die, it's first of all I couldn't figure out how to climb. So the first time I tried to climb the damn hill,
I
fell off the side of the mountain.
I did the same thing because I wasn't paying attention. I was texting when they told me.
I wasn't watching where the guy climbs. I'm like, I'll try this, and then I fall off the side of the hill because I have the attention span of a 3-year-old. And then, then when you die.
Whenever you're on your way back to camp after you rescue the guy, a grizzly bear comes out of the woods.
Yeah,
and the game, it's programmed to just take you around the grizzly bear so that you don't approach it. And I was like, I'm a man.
Yeah, I can do this.
So
scared of no grizzly?
I just got off my horse, which was a mistake. I got off
what you shouldn't do.
I got off my horse and I take the rifle. And like by the time I draw the rifle off of the horse, the bear was right there. And it was, and if you haven't played it, they literally just get on top of you and you're dead. Like it's not a
they
not
give you
a big
a chance.
thing.
If you can hit, I think B in time, you'll actually pull your knife and kill it.
Yeah, if you press B like 1,300 times in a 2-second period. Yeah.
Well,
it's a really slim chance, but I've done it a couple times.
I'm still learning. So I get so frustrated easily with this stuff, and then it's you have to wait forever on the animations to go through, and when you die, it backs you up like 7 minutes into the game. And I'm like, I'm not going through this again.
Yeah, that's the thing about those RPG games is that they don't just automatically save where you're at. You got to constantly like be quick saving.
Yeah.
Skyrim's the same way, and it makes me so angry. I'll just quit the game for a day.
That's what
happens.
That's why I played for an hour the first time. I hate it. And then I was so furious that I had to start the whole thing over again the other day.
What got me was, have you guys made it to the part where you get that free horse that's huge?
Yeah.
And you can choose to either keep it or sell it?
Spoiler alert.
Okay, well, I kept choosing to keep it, and then it'd make me buy another horse. I guess I sold it. And I did that like 4 times, and then I realized I had to play the mission with the horse you buy, and then I can use the horse you get to keep. It pissed me off. It took me like 3 hours to figure that out.
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah.
Once again, I need Chase. I'm going to have you spend an entire weekend with me walking through how to play this game.
I'll teach you, man.
We'll put the NFL on the top screen, and you and I will just play the Xbox.
Listen,
we'll nerd out on the bottom screen.
When I was a little boy, I always wanted to be a cowboy. So I love this game.
That's all you ever
I
dreamed
played
of.
the first one, and I fell in love with it. And we waited 8 years to get this game out.
I didn't even know the first game existed. So it's kind of like when I just started playing Pokemon Go, and I had no clue about any of the other Pokemon at all. I'm like, I have no idea what whatever is.
I think this is actually the third in the series. There was Red Dead Revolver.
Yeah.
Then Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Revolver. I forgot about that game.
See,
that was awesome.
I never played that one.
Yeah.
Really?
Was it good?
I was young whenever it came out.
I've been through all 3 of them now, so I was really looking forward to it.
I played the first one before.
It's like the only game that I play or really get into.
Yeah.
I played the first one before I bought the second one because I was like, I'm just getting myself pumped for it. I was like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I wanted to do that, but I have a PS4 and they don't have it for that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was only on Xbox 360.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I know.
Yeah, it's been 8 years since Skyrim came out, and everyone got hopeful in the gaming community that Bethesda would release Elder Scrolls number 6 in the series, and then Bethesda came out and said it's going to be another 4 years.
So this is Video Game Chat on the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast.
Yeah, it is. Interesting. I know.
Paul Copeland's in here saying all this talk of video games, and none of you want to talk paladins. How do you say that?
I don't
Nobody knows. With Harry, Hody, and the rest of
Nerd.
the Discord. The Weird Libertarian Discord chat. Yeah. We it's wintertime, so now we're finally into that stage of yeah, we can. Baseball's over. We're not running an election. So I signed up for my Xbox Gold account, and
I'm all tagged out on deer.
You're all tagged out on deer within the first 5 minutes.
I like I like to go in the woods, take my time, take the scenery in, and then I do my killing, after everyone else. I don't kill. I never get one. I just go out there. I might see a couple. I might miss one or two.
As I said a few episodes ago, I've known Chase for like 6 years, and he's always religiously hunted, but never shot anything.
And then, I started out when I was young, man. I was just bam, bam,
quite
bam.
certain Chase likes to hunt just for the clothes. I don't think he actually likes to kill anything. He just wants to wear the cool camo.
Fashion.
When I was younger, I was a tool, and I'd always take that little picture of me in the tree stand, but I don't do that
if
anymore.
If the Mevo would work in really cold weather, we could take him out at one of my special hunting spots do it live.
Speaking of Chase being a tool in his younger guy pictures,
Yes.
We have results.
I know.
Do you remember what they are?
I remember.
What happened? What were the results in the poll?
The blue shirt won.
Was that 8th grade Chase?
That was actually 9th grade Chase, and the one that lost was 7th grade Chase, but you got them mixed up. Everyone was like, he looks so much younger in his older picture. I was like, yeah, that's because Jeremiah got him wrong.
I just guessed. It didn't matter. So older Chase, blue shirt Chase,
Yes.
54% to 46% is which one did bathroom selfie better. I can't wait to see what the next Chase poll is going to be. Do you have any suggestions?
Why don't we poll the name for the new buck?
Oh,
That would be a good
We
one.
could do that. We could have our viewers name the buck.
yeah. So we need 2 suggestions. We'll let them put them in the comments. The top 2 suggestions that we get tonight, we'll throw them in there, and we'll give you all a week, and we'll see what happens. How's
I
that
like
sound?
it. Yeah.
Perfect.
I like these Facebook polls. We really should have latched onto this during the election. I really think it would have helped.
Why didn't we think of that? Do you have Patreon to pitch?
Nah.
We can do that at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got
Of
bills
course.
and all. I turned
Yeah.
the heat on.
Did you?
Yeah.
I wore my sweatshirt tonight because I knew it would be a little chilly. Because
Everybody but
in this
Kade.
week.
Cade's a real man, and he didn't care.
That's true.
Everybody else is wearing long sleeves.
I'm out in it all day. I'm kind of
Yeah,
all
so am I.
I'm
I just
inoculated to it.
layer up, buddy.
All right. So, yeah, Facebook.com/Boss Hog of Liberty, or, you
Patreon.com.
search on Patreon for Boss Hog of Liberty. You get all kinds of free cool stuff. There is a new episode of Tanner Purdue that was promoted for 3 weeks, and that's finally in there.
It was promoted for 1 week, and it was out on time. Bucko.
That is a lie. That is a blatant lie.
Yeah, bucko.
You've broken the social contract. He's going to knife me. He's going to stab me right in the leg. It's going to be worse.
You guys, he's on edge.
It'll be
Jeremiah
worse than
just
what happened
kicked
to-
my headphone jack.
Bull in a china shop. Are you okay?
No, I
You
can't
okay?
hear.
You want to hold my headphones? I don't need them.
You've destroyed this whole episode.
It's all ruined. All right.
Restart.
Let's talk about the first of our major stories.
John Allen Chow. Do you guys have another way to pronounce that name?
No, it's he's the missionary. He's 26 years old, and I think he's from Washington State, I think, or Portland, or Oregon, somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. That's where he hails from.
Something. But
Went on a
he was
destination vacation.
destination vacation. Yeah. He was.
Not many people get to go where he went.
I guess he always told his friends and family that he was a born adventurer, and the media put this quote in from him from a magazine interview where he said that me and my brother used to dress up. We used to paint our faces with blackberries, and then we would chase each other with spears and bows and arrows. And
He was training his whole life.
and I was like, why? Why would you put this in an article about a man who just got annihilated with spears and arrows?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I hear he
Yeah.
might be alive.
He might be alive.
He might be with Elvis.
Okay, so you're
Let's start
saying
from
he
the
might be
beginning.
alive.
This show tonight is there's no guest, so this is basically going to be Chase, Dakota, Kade, and Jeremiah read the internet to you. So we're quite sure that most people have probably had a little bit of a clue about this, but for those that don't, what
I
happened?
put some stuff
Dakota?
in there because that I thought was interesting whenever I was looking up this story, because I was like, we can't just say this guy went to the island and he died, because everyone has seen the headlines. But he
Well, so I saw the headlines and suggested as a topic because I'm like, oh my god.
yeah,
Like,
you're like 3 days late, man.
I know.
Where you been?
I was working. I was playing Red Dead Redemption, and then I gave up and I took a nap. And anyway, But the more you look into it, honestly, I learned about this story through the memes. I saw the memes before I ever saw the actual what happened.
I saw it and I thought the internet's going to be ruthless with this, and it has been.
Memes are also my preferred source of news.
The memes beat the memes beat the New York Times.
Yeah.
Like this was this was in the memes had it instantaneous.
The internet
Literally-
is so fast.
The first thing I saw was a guy just getting pierced with a bunch of arrows, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of funny." I didn't know it was about an actual guy.
The one thing I haven't seen yet is them using Ace Ventura when he takes the two spears in the legs. I haven't seen him adapt that.
You
one
need to
yet.
make it.
Yeah, that's yours to do.
All right, so this John Allen Chow, he was 26 years old, and he was a missionary, but he was also an adventurer. It sounds like, and all the early reports said that he went over there as a missionary to North Sentinel Island to talk to the very isolated Sentinelese people.
Sentinelese.
It's not Sentinelese.
That's what I've heard.
There's an L.
I don't care. This is how I've heard it pronounced all week. The Sentinelese people.
I don't
Yeah.
like it. Nope, it's not how it's going to be pronounced here. It's the Sentinelese people.
You're so dumb.
We're going to start a new poll on this one.
Nope, I don't like it. You can't just leave an L out like that, like it's not even there. That's
L is
not fair.
silent.
It's not fair to the L.
When
You
you
don't
have
even
when you
have
have
a
when you have a
response.
young sheep, what do you call it?
A lamb?
It's not a lamb,
A lamb.
not a lamb.
No,
The
because
bee-
it's a bee.
The bee
The
is
bee
silent.
is silent, but the goddamn L is not.
We did it. We broke Dakota. He's broken.
So broken.
That's Hodie's going to call us out. Another X-rated episode of the Boss
This
Hog of
was
Liberty.
not.
Hey, Dakota, I have a question. I was thinking about this yesterday.
What?
Were you conceived in South or North Dakota?
You thought about that yesterday?
I literally 2 days ago, I was thinking about
How much
this.
time did you spend
Why?
thinking about this?
At least 5 minutes.
I don't think his dad even spent
I don't
5 minutes
remember
thinking about
how-
conceiving Dakota.
I don't remember how it popped in my brain. But I was just like,
How high were you?
I wasn't high, Dakota. I have a job. So, I was thinking, man, Dakota, North, South Dakota. And then I was like, oh, I have a friend named Montana. I wonder if she was conceived in Montana. And then it just kept coming.
You're the first person that's ever brought up North and South Dakota to me my entire life.
That is not true. Cousin Rick. The true answer, cousin Rick from my wedding, South Dakota.
Okay.
That's not. He's not me though.
No, I'm just saying. That's one.
Okay,
And my mom was born there in South.
in South Dakota.
Yeah, Rapid City. Anyway, back to Lamba.
The more you know
The more you know.
with Jeremiah Morrell. All right. Anyway, you said that you sent this story back that said that his mom still had hope, and she felt like she could feel his presence and that he was still alive. And
We didn't say he got killed yet.
yeah, we did. I think it's been established.
So,
Okay.
All right. So this island, big picture, real quick for those that don't know the story. John Allen Chow, he's from America. He went to this island that's forbidden. You're not supposed to go there. There are rules. You can't go within like 3 miles. This group has barely had any outside influence at all. Dakota's going to list the times that we'll call us Westerners, but anybody from outside of this community has actually visited them. You can count on like one hand times that people have interacted with them. But they basically are, it's like when Columbus went and visited the Caribbean, and the Europeans gave these people disease. They're afraid of that happening.
Mm-hmm.
So
Worked out
basically,
pretty well for us.
the Indian government says don't go there. They're protected people, and they literally have they are just on this island, and it's maybe somewhere between 50 and 500 people that have been there in the civilized world. We'll call it. We'll be insensitive. Well, the civilized world has interacted with them like 5 times in the history of time. So, 1880, this guy named Maurice Vidal Portman. He visited in 1880, and what happened, Dakota?
Yeah, he was an explorer, a European explorer. He got to the island, saw all the people. he kidnapped 2 old people and 4 kids because they were the ones that couldn't run fast enough.
Souvenirs.
And he took them. He was taking them back to Europe. And whenever he was on the trek back, the 2 old people died, and he toured the 4 kids around Europe and like made them do these really weird like photographs,
like sideshow.
No, like creepy pedophile things with him.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
he was
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, it was really bad. And then he just takes them back. He takes them back to the island and just drops them off.
After the old people died because he gave
that's
them
why they
disease.
don't like visitors.
Yeah. He's been credited for being the reason that the Sentinelese people hate and try to kill everyone now.
Well, I don't blame them.
The
I'm on
island.
their side with this
And
one.
there was some other guy that I read about that said that it's believed that these people have a legend of a pale man that came and
The white devil.
yeah.
Well, nobody speaks the language. Like they literally, like there's no common language. There's no way to communicate.
Well, that was the other thing.
The logic that this guy had, that John Allen Chow had, showing up there, thinking, I'm going to show up to this place where they have absolutely no reference for me, and I'm going to preach the Bible to them. Well, you don't even know. Like,
Well, this wasn't even
You're
the
starting
first
from
time he's
nothing.
been to the island. John Allen Chow has gone to the island like 4 times in the past, and he's just not been able to locate any of the tribes people before he left.
So
And this time, they were waiting for him on the shore.
He bribed some fishermen to take him on shore.
Yep.
And somehow he went up. He barely escaped with his life a few days ago.
Yep.
Goes back to his boat, and it's like the way I've taken show notes. It's like he took a snapshot picture of his diary, and then somehow got the picture back to somebody that sent it back home.
Yeah,
and that's how they have some account of what happened. But his
yeah.
diary wasn't recovered, but he had a phone, and he sent some pictures back of his notes, and that's how they have a little bit of a clue as to what happened to him.
I thought this was weird. The fishermen didn't take him to shore, right? They took him to the 3-mile buffer zone.
Right. And then
they
he
were
kayaked in.
They were like, we're not going
They're
any
forbidden.
closer than law.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were like, we'll drag your kayak behind our boat, and then we'll just drop you off. You do what you want after this.
Right.
And the Indian government still arrested them.
Yeah, so there's like 6 people that were co-conspirators in this, and they've all been arrested as complicit.
And the reason they got arrested, or the reason they were even found out, was because they were sitting there in their boats, and they were observing him, and they saw him get shot, and they
arrows.
saw the tribes people come and just start raiding his body and start dragging it around back to their camp.
So
And
on.
they were like, oh, God, we got to tell people about this.
I
So
got
they
a
go to
question.
the Indian government, and they're like, this guy, we took him on the boat, left him in his kayak, and he went to the island, got killed. Now we're here. And they were like, you're under arrest.
I got a question. If they're 3 miles offshore, how'd they see him get shot and dragged around?
I think they were closer than the 3 miles.
They would have to be.
Yeah,
Have you
there's
ever-
no way.
We'll just take a
Unless they
minute
were
and
really high
well,
up unless it was a pirate ship and they had a crow's nest really high.
Was it
And a
foggy that day?
spyglass?
Was
All right,
it just
guys,
crystal? Was it crystal clear?
I'll forgive all of you for getting that binoculars exist and are a thing.
But what about the curvature of the Earth?
You
Dakota?
can't use binoculars on a pirate ship. It has to be a spyglass.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah, with your one good eye.
Stupid.
All right. So that was 1880 that this Portman dude showed up.
Yeah, and T.N. Pandit. This guy's interesting because he spent like 30 years going back and forth to the island.
This is the one
And-
guy that's actually been able to not get shot and killed.
Yeah, 1967 to 1991, this T.N. Pandit guy took a group of like 20 explorers to the island. They found villages of people that started looking for the people. Every time that they would make it to a village, the people would hear that they were coming, and they would abandon the village right before they got there. Well, they finally tracked him down because this island is so tiny. They just cornered him there, and they got in contact with him, and they basically the tribes people turned their backs on him very aggressively and started shouting at him, and he couldn't understand the language, so he left. And he basically, that is the story for all of his different journeys to the island. He would go, they would yell at him in a language he didn't understand, and he would run away and hide.
Bye.
But he would take them gifts, like a lot of different gifts. One time he took them a whole pig, Yeah, he took them a whole pig, a soccer ball, and some coconuts.
Was the pig walking, or is it a dead pig?
No, it was a live pig. He took them a live hog
Should've
on
brought
his
them too,
boat.
so
So he made them do all the work.
Well, he took the pig, and this is what's interesting. These people have never seen a pig before, so they just killed it and then buried it. They buried it in the sand, but they took the soccer ball and they took the coconut and bananas. Yeah, and that was the most contact that they've the most friendly contact they've had with people since. Because
I bet they're really awesome at soccer now.
So there's all these videos that were taken. The next thing was National Geographic went in 1974 trying to make a documentary.
Yeah, the documentary's name was Man Searching for Man. It's such a hipster name.
So, and that's where all these screenshots came from, and they're on YouTube. If you look for the North Sentinelese people or North Sentinelese Island, there's a handful of videos out there explaining this island, and it's good show prep. But there's these videos of these guys just jumping up and down, screaming and waving their arms, and shooting bows and arrows at these guys as they're trying to take a video. And literally, the lead guy for the documentary took an arrow to the leg.
Yeah. And now he's the NPC character that says, "I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an arrow to the knee."
So, but it's just insane. Every time somebody's tried to come in contact, and then in 1981 there was a ship from Hong Kong wound up drifting over, and these guys got stuck on a reef just off the coast, and they were there for 3 or 4 days, and the ship was disabled. They weren't going to sink, but they were stuck, and then these folks were going to raid the ship. They were going to come on board.
They were running after them. You know that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean where all the tribes people on that island are chasing Johnny Depp with spears? Mm-hmm. That's what it was.
That's what happened to them.
They were running towards the boat like that, just like that.
They're trying to defend themselves on the ship, calling desperately for help. Come pick us up. Help. Somebody come get us. And they're using flare guns and hatchets to keep these people from coming on board for 4 days until they fly a helicopter in, pick them up off the ship, and they get out. And the ship is still there.
Yeah, the ship's still there. But it's really cool because they've been able to observe them breaking down the ship, and they think that's
what they're using to make the arrows that they're shooting that they killed.
That's the thing.
That they killed John Allen Chow with.
They think that because of this ship, we introduced the Iron Age to these people.
Yeah, so they went from the Stone Age to Iron Age because of
someone set up a camera. They got to the shore, set up a camera really quick, and then just left. Somebody in the Indian government, and you can see a guy come up to the camera, a tribesman, and he's carrying a sword that he's forged from the cargo ship.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's like, whoa, we just falsely evolved these people, this society, to the next step.
Now they're more dangerous.
Yes.
I made a joke online saying that because of this guy, he's an American. I said Trump will send in the Marines by Christmas because they've killed an American. He's gonna liberate them now.
That's the other thing, is that the Indian government now, they're saying that they just have no way to recover this guy's body.
Well, they called it a murder. Oh, there was one more he skipped. 2005, there was. It's not in the show notes. It's okay. I forgive you. But in 2005, there were a couple of fishermen who allegedly got drunk and wound up coming in and getting themselves killed by these folks.
Yeah, they
really?
Passed out on the boat in the sun and just drifted towards the shore.
So then they were local Indian fishermen. So they got killed, and then their bodies were buried. And then a couple days later, they dug them out and they stuck them up on poles as a deterrent to other people on the beach. And I think they recovered. The Indian government.
See, they're
went back
moving very quickly through civilization's history.
Yeah.
Now they're at Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah. So these, and nobody can actually talk. Hey, Eldon's in the chat. Hey, Eldon, how we doing, man? We're covering this Indian that was Dakota says he was murdered. I don't know that I would call it a murder as much as national security.
Brutally murdered.
He was an invader.
His nap was violated.
He was. I think the castle doctrine protects these guys.
Yeah, it really does.
So
but murder is a better headline.
It was Muck Duck. So yeah, that happened, and then there was a big tsunami that came through 4 or 5 years ago. So the Indian government kind of looks over these people. I guess the territory, it's in the Indian Ocean, so the Indian government's in charge. because we're in charge of the Atlantic and the Pacific. So they're like, these guys are surely wiped out by the tsunami. Well, they apparently took high ground, so they were fine. They lived through it, but they flew a helicopter over right after the tsunami, and they shot the helicopter with their bows and arrows. So they come back with the helicopter, and it's got all these bows and arrows.
Imagine not knowing anything, and all of a sudden a helicopter appears.
Yeah.
That would freak you out. I wouldn't even be brave enough to shoot with arrows.
Aliens!
You'd have to think it was like a dragon or something. You'd just be like, yeah. You'd have to shoot it with arrows.
That's all you got.
Kill this beast that is in the sky. This is the biggest bird I've ever seen.
I think the moral of that story is there's just some people that need to be left alone.
Yeah. Well, and they're getting along just fine. They don't need our involvement. It is what it is.
We should force our freedom on them.
But
they need some democracy.
This
guy should have taken those little Bibles with him, because he knew he was going to die. Taking a whole pack of these little Bibles, King James Version, in English, and handed them out right before he died. You really wanted to spread the word. Just saying.
No, you're probably right. Maybe he had some mementos, like a crucifix in his pocket and stuff.
So today the Sun
They'll probably just melt down the gold and use it for their king's jewelry.
Out of Britain posted this story on it saying that he actually might be alive. And basically they went and interviewed one of his friends, a guy named John Ramsey, who he met.
Dave Ramsey's
younger
brother.
Yeah,
no one
sure,
cares
absolutely. About. And then his mom. And the mom is like, I think he might have survived. I wouldn't rule it out. And it just seems so unfair.
I know we're joking, but we took the word of these fishermen that he's dead, right?
Yeah.
We don't have physical proof. We don't have a body. We don't have anything.
It's true.
So there is a slight possibility that
I feel like these guys got
Wouldn't
arrested.
that make a great story in a couple
story.
days if he just emerges on a kayak?
I like to think.
With arrows
After
ridden
3
all
days?
over the kayak.
I like to think he did get shot by one arrow, but it didn't kill him. And then they nursed him back to health, and now he's their king.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. And make a good movie.
This is like Indiana Jones type stuff.
Maybe he got shot with the arrow, and they started chasing after him. Pulls the arrow out of his leg, and fights off 150 tribesmen with one arrow.
He just wipes them all
Imagine if
out.
he'd have just taken one gun.
Yeah.
Like right
he
now,
should have left a
They
gun on
would
the
have killed
shore.
him, kept his gun, and then now they're armed. Now they've moved to within 100 years of us.
right now they're probably
They'll have nukes by Christmas.
they're probably
New Year's at the latest.
they're probably teaching him their language right now, and he's probably about to marry like his second wife. He's probably gonna have like 5 wives.
He's
They're
probably-
Mormon.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's the tallest. It sounds like he's the tallest that man that they've ever seen, because according to a lot of anthropologists, is that the right word? According to a lot of them, these people are very dark skinned, and the average male is about 5 feet tall.
Very small
Wow.
stuff.
Yeah, it's because apparently that's common on very small islands. with
Midget
tribes.
people.
Yeah, so they're all very short. So that's probably why they attacked him. It was a very white, pale man, and he was very tall.
Yeah.
And he was wearing...
As the legend goes.
And he was wearing cloth on his body for some reason.
Yeah.
Because these people don't wear clothes either. Yeah, very weird.
Yeah, if I see like a 9-foot giant coming at me too, that I'd never seen before, I'd probably shoot him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
from the
they're
beginning,
terrified.
I said
Yeah.
I don't blame these people for doing what they did.
Yeah.
No, they're freaked out.
Seems like they...
Especially after that guy in 1880. They have legends
Yeah.
now. This dude that killed 2 old people and
and they're
molested
worried about
some
disease.
kids. Yeah.
So...
White
Because-
people.
All right. After this, we have one of the main other topics of the show, something I really wanted to talk about, and that is a progressive Democrat caucus, and they're going to introduce what's called the Green New Deal. Now, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she made headlines in her first week in Washington, D.C. because she actually went to a protest in front of Nancy Pelosi's office, protesting for a Green New Deal. So that's kind of weird. That's never really happened before. But anyway, so she decided
to support anybody that protests Nancy Pelosi. I'm in a weird spot right now.
This plan. I decided to look into it because I'm like, well, I don't know what all this is, but thehill.com has a really good article. It's called the top 5 things you need to know about the Green New Deal, and I got a lot of this info from there. In 10 years, by the year 2030, which I guess technically about 11 and some change
Close
years, they want to have 100% renewable power in the United States.
That's this caucus's plan.
Yes, that's their goal. They all have stated that they know it's a lofty goal, but they think we can get there. Just to put it in perspective, the United States uses 17% of renewable power. That's
I'm surprised
it.
we're that
of
high.
Our power. 17% comes from renewable resources. 7.5% of that comes from hydroelectricity. The reason 7.5% hydroelectricity is important is because included in the Green New Deal is no nuclear power plants and no hydroelectric power plants. What are you doing, Jer?
Funny thing happened.
What were you watching?
I said, "Hey, let's turn something on over on the studio side so we can watch some football because it's coming up." I know Dakota doesn't care about football, but
That's how much attention he gives you. That's how much he cares about this show. He would
I'm
rather
trying
be
to
watching
take care of Chase.
football.
I'm trying to take care of Chase over here because I know he cares.
I do.
And the studio TV apparently is cranked to 11. So luckily I've been able to fix it.
But anyway, yeah, in the Green New Deal, it states no nuclear power and no hydroelectric power. Because nuclear power, they're saying, is not technically clean because we have nuclear waste that comes off of it. Whatever.
Well, I mean,
You can,
let's be honest.
but there's no greenhouse
all
gas
of the power
emissions.
sources have some sort of downside.
And hydroelectric power, they're saying
That's bad for the fish and
yes.
the eels and the
It
salmon that
disrupts
swim upriver,
local environments.
and it causes issues.
Viagra, if it lasts more than 4 hours, you have to go see the doctor.
Everything has drawbacks.
Is that the point you were trying to make?
How is the Viagra treating you, Chase?
It helps out too much. You go to work the next day, it's still there.
But they said they had incredible hopes for the future of geothermal energy, which could you imagine? Yeah, can you imagine the geothermal pit that it would take to power a home?
How are we? How would that work? Like, walk me through the theory just a little bit. I know how you use geothermal for heating a home or cooling a home because you have constant earth temperature.
Yeah.
So how do you take that and spin a turbine?
Well,
Because when we generate
wanting.
power, we always spin something and convert that to electricity, basically.
Right. Okay. Well,
We
we
convert it to steam, or we have water turning a turbine. Something is turning to create energy that goes into
geothermal. They're just talking about for heating and cooling.
Okay.
For every house in neighborhoods, which is not feasible, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can't do that in the city. You can't heat and cool an apartment building off of one geothermal unit that somehow you would try to have to dig underneath of the unit as well. That doesn't make any sense. But
Seems like a lot of work.
To generate electricity, you need three things. You need a electrical conductor, you need magnetism, and you need motion.
Right.
Those are the only three things that you need to create voltage. So there's a really interesting experiment you can do. Take a piece of copper pipe, hold it in the air, and with your hands, and you can drop a little round earth magnet in it. And because of the electrons in the copper,
This is free energy, is what you're describing, right?
good luck. It will free fall down the pipe, but it will spin all the way down.
Yep.
And you actually get a little bit of an electric charge whenever you do that. And you're creating voltage by doing that. So our power plants, whenever we're burning coal, we're using that heat energy to basically power giant turbines. The steam is powering these giant turbines, and they're spinning around magnets. And that's basically the entire concept.
Well, that's what
Obviously,
happens.
there's a lot
That's
more
what
that goes
happens in
into
a
it, but-
hydro plant. Is you're turning same thing. You're
Yep.
using the water energy to turn it. If you have a wind application, you're using the wind to turn a turbine. That's doing the same thing. Solar is the one place that's a little bit different. It's a different
Right.
process.
Solar is a totally different process, but there's still transformers involved.
Right.
You still have to get that. You still have to get the three basic principles.
How
involved.
many animals do you think this will kill?
Oh, hundreds of millions, I'm sure.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
So Ocasio-Cortez is promoting solar. She's
Yes.
promoting
Biomass and wind.
biomass, which would be
Wind
taking.
farms!
I guess you have to save your your grass clippings and turn them in, and then she's promoting wind.
Yep.
Where
Of
does she
course.
want to put them? Did
I'm
she,
voting
has
for
she
this
described,
lady.
has she
Buzzword.
described this?
No, she's not describing where. That's the thing about this plan. There's no written details in any of it. It's just like, this is what we want, and we're gonna get it.
Should we try to get a meeting?
At face value, that's what they think seems like the best option.
Correct.
Should we try to
And-
go? Should we go try to meet with her and talk and flesh this out?
We really should.
I'll talk to her. I'll do the talk.
Do you want to go, Chase?
There's some.
I'm going to go in March. If you guys want to go as well, we'll have a meeting.
Where?
I'll go with.
We'll go to Washington,
I'll talk to Andrea Ocasio-Cortez.
Alexandria.
I might be able to make that.
What'd I
Ocasio
say?
Cortez. I think you said Andrio.
Oh, I think. Yeah, you're right. I said Andrea. Yeah.
Don't you Anglo-Saxon her
I
name?
should.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Santa Maria Cortez.
Now you're just offensive. She'll never meet with you, Kade, if you offend her. God.
But according to
He's been elected to Congress.
The
It's a lot of work. Sometimes you have to be related
Honestly,
to the vice president, or you have to do what she did and take
I
down
quietly want to see what she does. That's it. I just want to sit back and watch. I don't want to criticize her. I just want to see what she does.
I'm not throwing stones. I think she probably
Yeah.
represents the people of her district.
Yep.
Right? I think she comes from a very, very progressive part of New York State that should have their voice.
Yep.
And she's going to be she's already getting way more attention as a potential congresswoman
Yeah.
or as a new congresswoman than the average one will. I think she's probably going to be worth $10 to $20 million a cycle for the Republicans to raise money, saying Nancy Pelosi is a buzzword
Yeah.
for raising money against the progressive. She's going to be the same thing for the right, raising money about this lady. Is
Joe
crazy.
Donnelly
Yeah.
stands with
Yeah.
Santa Maria.
If I were the Republican Party, I would never run somebody against her because she's more valuable to you as a tool for fundraising. Her ideas are probably going to be so far to the left that they're not
Yeah.
going to be implemented.
I hope
Right.
she gets her way and she plants wind farms all over this county.
According to there was a global energy summit and a
Aren't
nationwide.
you glad that Chase is here, Kade, so that you're not the most hated person on the podcast?
Great. I don't have to do anything.
Oh my God.
I think it's a great idea. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Jarrett, you know how we were talking about Nancy Pelosi?
Yeah.
And you know how I have a thing for older women?
She's 78, Chase.
She's a little too old. I found the line, and it stops at Nancy Pelosi.
That's like the billboard where do you draw the line between rabbits and goats and horses and sheep? I draw it right about there. We found it.
Yep.
77.
Yeah, it's a little too old.
That's the number.
She scares me.
She should. She could wipe you out.
Dear leader,
And
just
you're in a
joined us.
committed relationship.
Yeah, no, I mean, it would only happen if I wasn't. But, even if I wasn't, that's where the line stops.
Is there any new Kade news?
Oh, she graduates from college.
Really?
The holidays,
And-
you know what that means.
In 2 weeks.
I know. This is the time of the year I got engaged.
I did too.
Shut up.
Did you?
Yeah. Right before Christmas.
Yeah, and Dakota just had his 1 year anniversary. This is the time of the year for love.
I actually got engaged on the day the world might end, according to the Mayan calendar.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
That's
God,
really
you've been
cool.
married so long.
Yep. So, just options there, Chase. Options.
I think you
a lot
should
of
do
options
it.
coming
I think
up.
you really should do it January 1st, right as the clock strikes midnight.
On Dakota's birthday.
Yep.
She asked me what I was getting her for her graduation. And I said flowers. And then she got mad at me because I told her.
What?
I don't know.
She said she was hoping you'd say a ring.
Yeah, I was at Shane Company the other day. They have an awesome selection of promise rings.
2 or 3 years from now, I'm sure they'll have a good selection. So,
Do you know the size?
I don't. She's told me. I think she said like a 9 or something. I don't know.
I got it in writing and then I sent it to Dakota. I was darn sure.
Dang. I wear a 9.
Are you sure? Are you sure your fat-fingered broad girlfriend is a 9? I know they're pudgy, but those are sausages, man.
I have small hands, and her hands are like my size.
I've noticed all the Instagram pictures of the two of you, and it looks like she's got man hands from Seinfeld.
I think, Katie, if you're listening, I think you have lovely hands.
She's going to be upset by this podcast.
I don't think you have man hands. I think you have lovely hands.
Have you seen her eat a lobster?
I haven't. She doesn't like seafood. So
Deal breaker. All right, let's get back to
Oh
this
my
story before we make Katie even more mad. God, you got savages.
The chat
Speaking
is,
of savages,
the chat is enjoying the
What,
conversation right now.
what ring size is Sarah?
7.5.
Katie might be a 7.5. I think she said 6.
You flip it. 6 and a 9.
So he's freaking out.
Yeah, she's probably not listening right now, so we're good.
Just get Katie to come by, and I'll borrow Sarah's ring, and I'll just slip it on her finger while she's not looking, and we'll check.
Well, a couple weeks ago, not a couple weeks ago, about a month and a half ago, we were in the
Sarah's
back
a
of the
6.5.
car.
I'm sorry, not a 7.
And she tried a ring on. It might have been her mom's ring, or she was telling me about a ring. And she was like, yeah, it was a 7, and it was too small. Mom, I think I'm a 9.
you got
just like,
she picked up.
She
on that,
said it just like that.
that subtle hint.
And me and her dad made eye contact. We were just like,
And
But
he
you
went-
didn't write it down?
And his
I
Did
What
her
good
dad-
are Google Notes for?
I
Did her
figure
dad
her
go-
family will know when it gets to that point. So,
You have to ask for permission.
yeah, I
first.
got like 3 years to figure it out, so we're good.
Spangle's in the chat. Somebody has Katie on her wall right now. Asking for a friend.
That's good.
Are you a ring size 9? Am I putting it on my thumb?
I have fat fingers, so I don't know. I don't even know what
Size are
ring
you?
size I am.
You have long fingers.
No, I have short, stubby fingers.
No, not compared to mine.
I have very
Mine are short and stubby. Those are short.
What ring size are you, Jerry?
I don't remember. 11?
I might be an 11.
I don't know.
Probably.
Here, see if you're married with that.
Why are we
I'll
doing
wear
this?
I'll wear it off the wrong. Oh,
It does
that's
fit.
nice.
Yeah.
I had to have mine resized. I had to go
You
down.
got tinier.
I had to
All
go
right,
smaller.
Yeah.
Katie, if you're out there, I'm an 11.
I'm a Jer. Whatever size Jer is, that's the one.
Oh my
I think I
God.
went from a 13 to a 10.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Your fingers shrunk that much.
Yeah.
Chase, are you?
Dude, my feet are smaller. I have to buy smaller shoes now. It's crazy.
Are you down to like a size 9?
No, I was at a 14. Now I got to do like a 12 and a half to 13, depending on what it is.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Man, you're just
If Katie
dropping
buys
it everywhere.
I'm trying.
Well, hopefully not everywhere. Chase, if Katie gets you an engagement ring for Christmas,
Yes.
will you say yes?
No, I'm never going to say yes if my girlfriend proposes. Do I look like a girl? Yes, I do. But I'm not a girl, so I'm not going to say yes.
If none of this goes right, we have an apartment upstairs. If you need it.
Or if it goes right and you need a place to live with the two of you.
You're getting dumped after this episode.
She loves
You don't
me.
have to worry about anything. Jeremiah's the one that called her Manhands.
That's true. I love your hands, Katie.
I love Katie. She's an excellent girl. Wonderful. She's good for the show.
They're perfect for back rubs.
And
Oh my God.
They
All
are.
right.
a little
I'm
glimpse.
I'm going to
glimpse
pull
into-
my Red Dead Redemption skills and lasso this back.
Yes. Please.
Do we
Kate.
have any more on the Green New
All
Deal?
I'm saying.
We have a ton more. We only covered like the first
all I'm
little
saying
bit.
We gotta keep-
is back rubs are the way to my heart.
All right.
every night before we go to bed. I make Sarah crack my back now.
I love that.
It's a list. It's a marital
so
requirement.
Good.
You're so old.
I know.
So good.
I'm full of cracks and creaks.
All right.
You
Let's
know
get
what?
back.
You know what?
Let's get
Sex-
back.
Sex,
Hey,
sex is great, but have you ever had your back cracked, Dakota?
Let's get back to the Green New Deal. There was a nationwide energy summit with a bunch of private utility companies, and of course the government had to be involved in it as well.
Can't do anything without their permission.
Their estimate,
Except for getting
to
your
get,
trash picked up. I got mine picked up just fine the other day without Aaron Dickens' help.
Okay, their estimate to get the nation to 100% green energy was $2 trillion.
I'm sorry, reading. All right, $2 million.
No, $2 trillion.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna
This
cost
changes
two-
everything.
But-
It's going to cost $2 trillion to do this deal.
$2 trillion
This is
to get us on 100% green
the
energy.
Hill article said it was like a back of the napkin calculation. Could be higher.
Yeah. Well,
We don't know.
this one didn't come from the Hill. The Hill quoted a different guy, but it was the same number. But
It's from their article.
this came from my personal knowledge from earlier in the year. I knew this from working
Why
in
didn't
the
they call
industry.
you as the expert?
I knew it from working in the industry. It came across my
And when
home
you
screen.
say the industry, you mean the business.
Yes, the business. The industry.
As a grid guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my job.
So $2 trillion to
$2 trillion
to plant
to get us
little pinwheels all over the county, the
Correct.
commissioner or the country.
But here's the thing, Jared. We're already $21.5 trillion in debt. What's 2 more? To save the planet.
I mean, we do that a year. So
That's how I feel about my credit card bills. What's a little more debt?
oh, Chase, I'm so sorry,
That's good. But
but I am looking forward to your Christmas gift to us.
one of the other things that they want to do with the Green New Deal is create dedicated House and Senate committees that focus only on climate change and how to reverse climate change. We already have climate reports and we already have climate science committees in the House as well as the Senate. But these people want climate change.
They want a climate change committee.
2 committees, yes. Speaker, Nancy Pelosi,
Future speaker.
future Speaker Pelosi, she has encouraged the formation of these committees as well. This is one of her goals whenever she gets to be the Speaker of the House. She wants to make that happen as well. So it looks like we're going to get that no matter what, even though it seems like a waste, and it's already pretty much there. They also snuck this little point in, which is weird. They want guaranteed employment for every citizen in the United States that does not have a job in what they're calling green jobs.
Everybody's got a job already. Unemployment's historically low,
Yeah.
except for the 15,000 people that work for GM.
These jobs are government jobs, right? And this is, I don't understand where they got this from. It's literally like they wrote this proposal full of like, this would be great. This is what I want.
It's the unicorn fairy tale we can never do
Yeah.
it proposal.
How are we going to do it? I don't know.
It's like Darren Jacobs himself wrote this thing.
I think I saw a report actually this week. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong.
You're
but
wrong. Guffey's not here.
I saw a
Wrong.
report that said the United States already spends the most money in going green as far as cutting
We
emissions for
spent-
climate change and everything else compared to other countries.
What? I think in the countries that were in the Paris Accord, we spent slightly above all of those countries.
We already
combined.
spend more than any other country.
Yeah, it was. I think it was combined.
Yeah.
It was like we were doing.
We're pretty far ahead as far as it goes.
Same with like the plastic waste that ends up in the oceans. Of the 1%
Yes.
of the plastic that's produced,
But the
that
common
ends up in
argument
the
with
ocean.
that is, what does that do if none of the other countries are participating?
Exactly. Yeah. And
I mean-
it's like
Why
so-
why not let everybody have a job, Dakota? What's wrong with that?
Why do you hate people?
Yeah, what's wrong with happiness?
I just think that some people need to be poor, some people need to be rich. That's the way God intended nature. Huh? We have it on the wall somewhere. Capitalism is God's way of determining who is smart and who's poor.
That used to be on the wall, but I don't know.
I don't
if the
think it's
pyramid
up yet.
Where the hell is our Ron Swanson Pyramid of Greatness?
I don't know.
We lost it in the move, and we didn't know it till now. Son of a bitch.
Maybe it's hanging up in the libertarian side.
We'll have to hang it above my head here when we get the buck hung over
Yes.
here. After we get a
Yeah.
name in the poll that's going to come soon.
Steve Horowitz demanded that we move the
I haven't
cake
seen
closer to the-
any names suggested in the comments for this deer. So
Me either.
Philip.
It's very strange. I was saying Buck.
That's basic.
Uncle Buck.
What a basic bitch.
Uncle Buck. I think we ought to name him Dicka
I like it.
or Mac.
I say Santa Maria.
I say Charles.
Prince Charles.
I like Charles. We should do that.
What about Hody? What if we name it Hody?
Yes. Cody. Yes, I like Hody. We'll name it
Hodor.
We'll name it John Hody.
Hodor. Hodor.
All right. So,
That's just sad.
you have anything else on our Alexandria Cortez?
Yep. So back to what Kate was
Ocasio
talking about
Cortez.
with us spending more money than all the other countries in the Paris Accord combined. The United States, we consume of the entire planet consuming electricity. The United States makes up 18%.
You know who doesn't
of
consume
that.
much electricity?
Who?
the North Sudanese people. Very
Ooh,
green.
boys, I'm making some progress.
Silent L on that.
Chase is over in the left seat working on the Rubik's Cube. He's almost got one side half solved.
And we use 18% of the world's energy, which is a lot. It's actually like a lot of electricity.
We also produce.
I'm not saying like
we're the number one economy in the world. We're going to use more energy to do it.
I'm not saying like it's a bad thing we
Don't
use so
act
much
like we're
electricity. I'm
dicks
just
for
saying,
using power. We
just
also
saying, wow,
create the power.
It was a lot higher than I expected.
We're better than everyone else, so why does it matter?
We generate the
Sure.
wealth.
Yep. We provide for the defense of every single other allied country in the world.
I think California's economy is the 8th largest economy in the world. That's just one of our states,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we're
the
gonna
best.
we're gonna be the
best
biggest.
of the best. Believe me.
If I had my way, we'd just blow everyone up, and that way no one would complain.
We've been at war with Afghanistan for 17 years. How's that plan working?
Well, if they did the job right, they'd kill everybody.
So the moral of the story is that if you have Christmas lights on your house, you should feel like a horrible person.
No.
Drunk. Name suggestion: John Chow. Is that too soon?
Yes. Oh, I love it.
3 years from now, we'll have a deer named John Chow, and nobody will know why.
But we will.
Is that the guy from The
I'm
Hangover?
going to go ahead and vote for Kristen's suggestion.
John Chow. Is that the guy from The Hangover?
We're not even going to make it a poll anymore. But that's a winner.
But did you die? Yes. Yes, he did. That was Leslie.
Allegedly.
Chow. Yeah, allegedly. Thoughts and prayers with the family. All right.
Oh, one other interesting tidbit that we put in here about the Christmas lights.
Yes.
Clark Griswold's light bill.
Wait a minute. So Kade and I, we did the right thing this last weekend, and we decorated our homes.
No, did you not just
For the
learn
holiday.
that was the wrong thing?
We had good weather.
Yeah.
And it was the perfect time.
I
to go
cleaned
ahead
my
and
gutters,
just get
and
your,
I
guys-
hung mine up.
You guys
Yes.
are what's killing the polar bears.
I agree, Chase.
I'm sorry, Chase.
Single-handedly.
We
get
have
your
what's
lights up,
called,
get your gutters clean.
we have what's called a house. So we put lights on our house, Chase.
You know what, Jared? I'll have a house one day.
And mine are on a timer. They're not running all
Mine
night.
are on a
I'll
timer
have
as
a
well.
house one day, and you won't be invited.
But they
Oh, I don't need an invitation.
Me and my man-handed wife. You won't have dinner with us.
We'll bring a pizza. I'll bring the lobster for you and Manhands.
I can't wait till your wedding so I can ask Katie what size
I
the
really
ring
hope she
is.
doesn't watch this.
the next time she's around, one of us is going to let that slip, and it's not going to be pretty.
No, it's not. I'm sorry, Chase.
Yeah, but the viewers are higher now than they've been the entire
See?
show.
She'll get mad because I said man hands, but then she'll smooth down a little bit because I ended it with wife.
That's right.
I was thinking there.
Yeah, but you just gave it away.
You ready to make an announcement?
Yeah,
You should.
know,
You absolutely should do this on a live stream.
3 years from now.
Yeah.
You know how good your engagement's
or
going to
this
be for this show? We're going to have an entire episode dedicated on your
Yeah.
engagement.
Will you guys film me proposing?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We
Hey,
need,
Dakota.
We need content.
I'm thinking.
I'm going to get right in Katie's face. So what is it, Katie? Yes or no?
So 3 years or less is about 1,000 days, right? So I think that what Dakota and I do is we get a little calendar with the number 1,000 on the back wall, and every week we just count down the 7 days, and we know that we are 1,000 days. Now it's 994 days. Now it's 802.
I like that idea.
So you're getting down to the chase. It's the chase engagement countdown.
Put some pressure on me.
I like it. Yeah, let's do
Means
that.
I don't have to grow up for another 3 years.
We're gonna put it on the chalkboard.
Okay,
We're gonna count down. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Next week it's up there.
1,000
Chase
1,000
engagement
days
countdown. 1,000 days or less.
or less.
Or less.
He's going to run all the way to 1,000 days.
I can't make jokes like that anymore. I get in trouble.
When it gets down
He
to
got in
like
trouble
600.
last time. So, my question to end the Green New Deal. Obviously, I'm opposed to every single bit of this piece of legislation.
Because you're a protectionist and you don't love the planet that you live on?
Correct. I think it's a horrible idea all the way around. So, but I do care about the planet. Care about the planet a lot.
So can we use that as your stance for wind?
I care about the planet, sure. But I also don't like the Green New Deal.
What's
So
important
take with
is
that what you will.
What's important is that when I plug something into the outlet, it comes on, but the power generation is nowhere near me. not in my backyard. That's what's important.
That's what you want?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty close to happening. We have a natural gas facility down here.
Ooh,
And the thing
guys. I'm getting there.
7 out of 9 on one side on the Rubik's Cube are now completed for Chase.
I have no idea what I'm doing right now.
There's a pattern to it. You were close with the cross.
Shut up.
Anyway.
Okay. But anyway, how would this... So, obviously, if I'm opposed to this Green New Deal and the government legislating this, but I do care about the planet, and I care about the way that we take care of the planet and the future of our planet, why would I be opposed to this? And if I am opposed to it, what solution do we have to bring as libertarians to the table? We talked about it a lot whenever we talked about the wind issues and the fact that it's so heavily subsidized by the federal government. There was a We Are Libertarians episode, Tough Questions episode, with Paul Copeland and Hody Johns, and they answered a tough question about who will talk.
One of the Wall dailies.
Yeah, it was Who Will Talk for the Trees or something like that is what it's titled. It was a few weeks ago. Those two guys did a great job on that, and they talked about free market solutions to this problem, why we want to get the government out of this. One of those reasons is because governments have been the biggest polluter in the 20th and the 21st century. They have caused more destruction of our environment and of our lands than any other private business, any other private citizen combined ever could even imagine doing. With the dropping of drone strikes, the nuclear bombs, the nuclear testing, it all, it's really just horrible. And it's, there's no excuse for it, for these people to continue these practices and then try to preach to us about, oh, you should get a geothermal heat pump for your house. It's asinine. That's not how it works. And they want to subsidize it, and it gets down to the point to where you want to subsidize all these things, and it stifles all the innovation that naturally occurs in a competitive free market atmosphere. We've already seen it happening with windmills and wind farms becoming more better. And they keep improving. You have these motionless ones. They have ones that you put along highways that pick up and generate off of cars. You have all kinds of different things that are coming out, but that's
They're not
because
perfect yet. They still
right.
have drawbacks.
We have absolutely, and they all are going to have drawbacks.
Yep.
But here's the other thing: because these things can't continuously generate electricity, because wind needs wind and solar needs solar to work, we need storage solutions. We do not have a way, we don't have a way right now to adequately store electricity from these renewable sources to power our entire electric grid.
Yeah, the technology is not there to store, to actually go full green.
And the amount of money and permits and processing and hazardous materials permits that you have to pull to be able to even research this is ridiculous.
As a government, we can waive the permits. That's free.
Yeah, well.
Problem solved.
There we go.
I think I just turned into a liberal. So anyway, Kade and I put up our Christmas lights. The light bill for Clark Griswold back in the day to pull the power that he was running now would be like $3,100, which is obscene. Definitely shouldn't be doing that. That'd be terrible, right?
Yeah.
We couldn't do that. $3,000 rent for lights for a month. That's impossible. Nowadays, it's like I don't know, like $50 with LEDs.
Yep.
And you were talking about you were on Facebook for I think the whole weekend. I don't know if you're trying to troll people or if you were just having fun.
I was just bringing the topic up and having fun.
But you were saying how many of these LEDs can I plug in together? And I had just strung mine, and I'm like, I think mine are like 26. I could do 26 of my 60-foot light strands together.
Yeah.
On one outlet.
Yeah.
And I've got like 3 strands on my house. It's not much. I just have it around the gutter line.
Yeah.
I cleaned the gutter and I hung I hung one thing. You've got like the icicle lights or something on your mansion.
I've got some icicle lights, and then they go across the top of the house. But I think I added it up, and it's actually like 320, 340 feet of LEDs.
Yeah, I've got like 180 feet of lights on mine.
So mine's really not that much more than yours.
Yeah. And mine are on a timer. I've got an outlet that's on a timer, so I don't even have to have like a plug-in. It's just literally like the whole thing turns itself on and off. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to think about it. And
I just went down to Ace and I bought a plug-in that you set the time for them to come on and off. And it works great.
Yeah.
Those are sweet.
But I have all of them plugged into the same timer.
Right, and mine are the same way. It's one to do, and they
you're
all
good,
come on
man.
together.
Yeah.
These, so I put can lights in our house, and I was adding them to an existing breaker that we had, and on that breaker there had been no previous lighting, and so I did some calculations using my Ohm's law pinwheel before I put them in, and realized that these LED light fixtures use so little wattage. It was like 0.13 amp.
Yeah,
is what these individual cans use. So you can string together on a parallel circuit with all of these lights, 125 to 130 LED can lights on one circuit.
Wow!
Before you even get to the 80% threshold that they asked. Yeah.
So somebody put in the numbers, and Clark Griswold had 25,000 twinkle lights on his house, right? And they had to like engage the auxiliary nuclear power, which really wasn't true, but it was basically like running 10 houses. 25,000 lights back in the day was like 10 houses worth of electricity. So it would have been $3,198 in today's bill. Now to run that many lights on LED, $37.
Wow.
For the month. So it would only cost you. You could light your house like Clark Griswold now if you buy all those lights.
So now really
for $37 a month.
The only real question now is what style light do you like? What color light do you guys use? Do you use cool white? Do you use warm white?
I use the warm.
So what is your motivations for that?
I don't like the cool.
Really?
Yeah, because my office is all the fluorescent bulbs.
Yeah.
And I worked in a hospital for so long. It was all those cool fluorescents. I just grew to hate them.
Just don't like the glow of it?
No.
Yeah.
It's like too bright white.
I'm the opposite.
I like that.
I like I feel like I call it more modern. I think it looks more modern.
They're crisp.
Like the crisp white light.
Mm-hmm.
And because all the lights inside my house are the same color.
Yeah.
And then the security floodlights that I have, they're all daylight color lights. So they match the cool white lights, Christmas lights that I have around the house. I think it looks really cool.
So my Christmas lights on the house are very different than the actual exterior lights. I noticed that the other day. Yeah. So and I replaced those. I went LED. The 4-letter electric company that's not local, that's based in North Carolina, that one of the people at the table might work for. They have this ridiculous deal where I bought like every light bulb in my house as an LED for like $60. So I replaced everything, including the outdoor LEDs. So I replaced those, and they're now a very warm one, so they look different. But the lights around the outside of the house are all this cool. It's the same one. It's probably the same design you have.
But you guys probably stick with the same color all the way around the house, right?
Yeah, it's the same strand.
Yeah.
So they're all consistent.
Yeah,
it's just the floodlights or whatever, the security lights are a little different color. But I like it. I like the white lights for the outside. The bright white lights. I wouldn't do the colored lights. I do have a pre-lit Christmas tree that I've had for a few years now.
Yeah.
So our Christmas tree in the house is the colored one.
That's the next thing I'm looking for is a nice pre-lit Christmas tree that matches the outside lights of the house.
It's not my preference. But now I have been, Sarah may or may not remember that I said this, but when I bought these Christmas lights, it was like 3 years ago, and I put them up last year for the first time. It was like the day after at Walmart. I'll go through and I buy them for like 70 or 80% off. So you go buy whatever, and then you've got them. I think I'm going to try to go to Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot after Christmas and buy 3 or 4 of the exterior Christmas trees that are pre-lit.
Yeah,
to have them for next year.
Sure, get a good deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right now I looked yesterday. They're like $25 for 2 4-foot tall trees.
Yeah.
I want to pay like $3 a piece.
Yeah, I'm going to do that too. I'm going to wait until after. Yeah. I do that basically every year. I wait until after Christmas and then buy what I need for the next year.
Yeah, because I really don't care if I have them this year.
If I can.
But if there's a deal and they're all LED.
And see, I went to Ace because I like shopping at Ace, but I went to Ace Hardware earlier this week I needed like 30 feet more of the icicle lights. But of course, I needed them in the cool white color, and they were out. But what really triggered me when I was there was they're now offering cool white and warm light combination lights.
What?
And my OCD, I just can't do it. I can't mix.
That.
I just can't mix the two.
Peanut butter and jelly together.
I can't do it. Can't look at it.
What'd you just say?
You can't mix peanut butter and jelly together. The two different colors. That's wrong.
Butter jelly, peanut butter
I do have one of the wedding gifts. Sarah and I were talking the other day about the wedding gifts that we got and the ones we use the most.
Mm-hmm.
And we got some LifeX light bulbs. This isn't an ad. This is just legitimately like we use them every day.
Sponsored by
LifeX. You could say, "Hey Google, set the lights to green," and literally the LED light bulbs change colors or whatever. So you can have them be the cool white or the white daylight light or whatever. It's
Orange.
Crazy. Or you can change the percentage, 100%, 15%, whatever.
That's cool.
So they're really slick.
black.
I don't know, black light, and then all of your
That'd be cool. Everything glow.
everything.
That'd be awesome.
There's the
Love black lights.
certain spots in the house just they stand out.
Places where Chase spends a lot of time.
What's that on your face?
I don't know. All right, we just got that X rated.
Yeah.
We went past our.
We are not in Utah anymore. We have been taken off of the internet.
3 episodes. With
It's
the E.
not. It's not. I swear.
The Howard Stern podcast of East Central Indiana.
3 episodes with the E next to it.
All right.
What are we coming to?
All right. Speaking of E, this is not on the show notes, but this was breaking news today. There was a Southwest airline employee that got in trouble for taking a picture of a boarding pass and snickering about it and laughing with the other employees. There was a 7-year-old passenger on a plane. I think we'll say it was Phoenix. I don't know where it was, but we'll say Phoenix for our records today. The girl's name was ABCDE. 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 And the mom gets mad that they made a scene, and they're, why are they making fun of my name, Mommy? And everybody that reads the article goes, well, I wonder why.
Worst parent ever.
I just think
I made the joke that she's going to sue him for $12,000.
$12,345. I just think it's important to remember that Sarah and I are going to name our firstborn kid ASDFGHJKL. And I want you to all to be very respectful.
No, that's
That's
good.
bad.
And the next kid will be QWERTY.
yeah.
QWERTY Morrell. What?
Is that your toe?
You guys playing footsie?
No, he's playing with the bottle opener over here.
I
He's
can't-
like
help
trying to
it.
figure out how it works.
Chase is so nervous
use
after
it.
the incident today on the show that he's just fidgeting the entire time.
This is how I focus, okay?
Now Chase is on edge.
This is how I focus. When I'm playing with something in my hands, I'm really focused. That's why I'm good at my job, because I'm always doing something with my hands. And like literally, I was so in the zone, I was just twisting this thing.
Let's start to talk about final thoughts, Chase.
All right. We got a couple.
Did you? Let's just chat. Let's just have Chase time for a minute.
Did you guys hear
Chase
about
chat.
the woman who almost killed the guy because he smelled her fart and called her out on it?
No.
I think I did. I saw that today.
Florida,
Yeah.
of course, Florida.
They're always from Florida.
This lady was shopping in a grocery store, and she farted, and a random guy called her out on it. And I think she pulled out a knife and said, "I'm going to gut you." She was arrested for assault without the intent to murder or something
The
like
guy
that.
that called her out is my hero. Like,
That could
he
be
smelled some
anybody.
random lady's fart, and he's like, "Hey, you!
Hey, you farter!
I smelled that."
Imagine that. You're just walking through the aisle looking for whatever you're looking for, and all of a sudden,
That could have
What was
easily that could have easily been me.
you just call out the person that's closest to you.
But I saw a picture of this lady.
Hey, sausage fingers! Did you do that?
Look at this lady, okay? That's not a person you just go, "Hey, ma'am, did you fart?" No, you wouldn't even talk to that lady.
No, I wouldn't. That guy had to have been like
Is it
drunk
Chase,
or high or something. Like,
Chase, why wouldn't you
"Did
talk
fart?"
to that lady? What's wrong with her?
Because she's scary looking, Jared.
What part's scary? Describe it.
Her face. She looks like one of those gangsters. She does.
What makes her look like a gangster to you, buddy?
Because she looked like a gangster, Jared.
What's that mean?
It means she looked like she was from the hood.
Oh
You mean
my.
like north of Q?
Like, no, just I'm just saying. She
Are you saying she looks like she's from 38th Street?
Yes. All I'm saying is
Just throw the shovel out of that hole, Chase.
she didn't have a smile on her face. Okay, I don't know. She just didn't look like a friendly person to me.
All right, what's
And
next?
she had a knife on her.
What's next?
Let's hear from Chicago. What was your trip to Chicago? You skipped out on
Have
us.
I not been on?
No.
Since then? Oh man.
What happened?
It was fun. We went to. I was gonna take her on a romantic date the night before. I took her to.
Sounds like an opportunity for something else.
Yes, the Rainforest Cafe. Because I was like, you know what?
He was hoping.
I was like, she loves animals. I remember it being really cool when I was like 8.
Turn his microphone. He's missing half of it.
Can you hear me now?
That's so much better.
Yes.
Okay. So I was like, she loves animals. I remember it being really cool, and I was 8, and we go there, and we're like the only 2 adults without kids, but the food was fantastic. You know how expensive beer is in Chicago?
Yes.
I got a $10 beer, and it came with a free glass.
All right.
It is a pretty cool glass.
That is a good deal.
It's nice.
Say
Dakota,
Rainforest
Audrey,
Cafe
Sarah, and I
on
are
it.
supposed to go to Chicago, and
It's
I'm
a
trying
big
to
pint
start a
glass.
Christmas
It
fund
says
now.
Rainforest Cafe, but then it says Chicago under it. It's pretty cool.
How can you have a big pint glass? A pint glass is 16 ounces.
It
Because it holds a pint.
It's big. I don't know if it's
You
a
get
pint
it.
glass, but it's a beer glass. It's a nice beer glass. It's a
This
big
would
one.
be a pint.
Yeah, it's that size.
Okay.
I mean,
So
that's
it's a
what I
pint
thought it
glass.
was called.
A nice
Yeah.
pint glass, yeah.
That's what I said. I said the pint glass. Okay, shut up. So then we go to the game the next day, and every row in front of us is standing up. And I'm like, I didn't pay all this money to watch the game on the screen. So I start standing up. Our row stands up. And all the rows behind us continue to sit down.
They yell at you.
They start yelling at us.
You're getting bitched at for
and you
standing.
know how I am. I turn around. I flip a guy off. My whole row's laughing. I'm living it up. And he goes, I'm gonna come down there and beat your ass. I wave to him. I enjoy.
Tune into my podcast on Thursday.
I enjoy the rest of the game. Later on, he goes down to get his snacks. The whole row flips him off. It was a good time. But what a douche. We weren't even blocking him. He was in a different row. He was just joining. If you saw this guy, he looked like a douche. Bears won.
Hey, time out. Next time that happens, I want a picture.
Okay.
We want content, Chase.
Sorry.
Video's better. Horizontal.
I was in the moment. I made a best friend.
Did you? Oh, I thought I was your best friend.
Well, I made a new best friend.
An additional best friend.
That doesn't make fun of my girlfriend.
I like, yeah, it doesn't call her man.
And
Beyonce.
no. And he was a Vikings fan. Nice gentleman. Bears won. It was a great trip. I did find a
I
picture.
felt bad. It was so late. It was a late game.
We got back. I got back to my house after dropping everyone off at 4:30 in the morning.
You drove back after the game?
Yeah, well, I didn't have to work the next day, and my mom.
Why didn't you just get a hotel?
Well, that's the thing. My mom, my stepdad, they both had to work. Well, he's not even my stepdad. Oops. My mom and my mom's boyfriend.
Your mom got remarried?
My mom and my mom's boyfriend, they had to work the next morning. So they were sleeping on the way back, and Katie had an exam. So I was off the rest of the week. So I was like, I'll drive.
You were going to go hunting.
I went hunting the next day. Didn't see anything.
Unsuccessfully.
Well, you know.
All right, what else you got, Chase?
Have you guys seen this picture of this big-ass cow?
Yeah.
Yes, there's a very tall cow
Thing
over in
is
Europe.
huge.
They won't let him kill it.
It's on the HGH, the human growth hormone.
It's protected.
That is
Same
impressive.
thing Cade's on, I think.
Cade's on everything about Cade's shrinking except for one thing.
His bicep, right?
How many hamburgers do you think you can make out of that?
I'd say a lot.
You can make a lot of hamburgers out of a standard cow.
Yeah.
How many hamburgers do you think you can get out of a regular cow from L&K Farms?
The average cow is, I don't know,
Oh, this is coming from Chase.
1,600 pounds?
About 13.
Say 1,300 pounds.
Yeah. We finished in about 1,300.
How big of hamburgers are we talking about?
Quarter pounders.
The kind that you make personally.
45,
45 hamburgers.
50.
A lot more than that. Honestly, I wish I knew exactly. I should know.
It'd probably
we
be
could do the
probably,
math.
what,
So you're-
2,000?
I could probably find out.
Yeah,
I'm guessing
probably.
about
So
2,000.
we'll do the math. So you have 1,300 pounds
Yeah.
of a cow.
Yeah.
I would say meat of that,
I would
you're
say
probably
you're-
going to get 800 pounds.
You probably use 70% of that.
Yeah. So
Right.
800 divided by, if you turned every bit of it, no matter what it is, the filet, everything, you turn it into ground beef.
Yep.
800 times 4, 8 times 2 is 16, 16 times 2 is 32. 3,200 hamburgers.
Make
Okay,
it make it third pound.
I was
Make it
a
a third pound hamburger.
That'd be 21
like a
times,
steak
or 8,
burger.
8 times 3,
Yeah.
16. And then one more goes into, right?
Yep.
So 24.
Yeah.
2,400.
Dang,
I was a
right.
little off.
2,000. I was close.
I was a little off.
2,400 1/3 pound hamburgers.
Okay. I could do some damage on that cow. I'm not saying I could eat all of them.
Basically, it would take 5 cows.
You could get one heck of a ribeye.
We'll say 4 cows. If you filled the Newcastle Chrysler Fieldhouse with people, and you wanted to give everybody a hamburger, it would take 4 cows from L&K Farm to give every single person a hamburger in there.
It's a lot of cows. I've seen some of the people in this county, and they're pretty fat. So we're talking about more than one hamburger.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but how many vegans do we have?
That's why
Not very many.
This is Henry County, dude.
Zach Burcham says 2,400. There we go. He's done the math.
We were close.
Yeah,
We were
2,400.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah, Stone is in the chat. Stone Aldridge, and he's the meat guy at the Kroger in his little town in Georgia, and he agrees
With what?
with our number.
Oh.
Yeah. We're right in there.
Yeah.
I think so.
About 2,000.
Didn't know
Yeah,
if
that's
he,
what I figured.
didn't know if he was saying yes to a big ribeye or something.
Well, that's the thing is I could, it would be criminal to take filet mignon and grind it up for this conversation.
Yeah.
I like mixing ground chuck with ground sirloin.
But on that note, also L&K beef is going to be open year round. So if you do need
Now,
locally
are these-
sourced beef, we have it. Get a hold
Why
of
would
us.
you ever eat local beef? That seems like the wrong thing to do.
Honestly,
you know
the
where it comes
prices are
from.
competitive, though.
You know where
Like,
it comes from. If you follow me on social media, you know they're treated humanely. I'll even take videos of the birth if you want to see.
Ooh, I like
If
those
you'd like to come
videos.
out and watch, you're more than welcome to come out and watch and see how we treat these animals. They're all happy.
I
They're all
watched
healthy.
your Snapchat today.
They love it.
There was a lot of cow rubbing.
We've been hauling manure and getting that out, and yeah, someone's got to do it though. I'm number 1 at the number 2 job.
I wouldn't like that.
One of my
So.
friends from Florida
Not for me.
just had a baby yesterday.
Listen to you having friends having babies, and you're not even engaged yet.
All my friends have babies or are married. Oh, yeah. So this thing came out 10 pounds. 10 pounds,
Wow,
like 6 ounces.
Wow.
big ass
It is
baby.
huge. I don't know how that
Tell me
works.
about his wife's
They
fingers.
come out looking like a 2-year-old.
It looks huge, man. I'm telling you. It just looks like a massive human.
Stone Aldridge says that coming out to the L&K Farm is on his list for the Indiana trip. My wife, Sarah, wants to place an order for prime rib to feed a dozen people at Christmas. So I need to get with you offline on that one, Kade.
Yep, we got you.
But we got to get some prime rib for the family.
Okay,
Probably at the friends and family discount price because, I'm me.
show discount.
Yeah.
There's no discount price.
10% coupon. Hashtag L&K.
You can't just exploit your friends like that, Jeremiah.
Watch me.
I guess my final thoughts.
We don't even know if Chase is done yet.
for today.
I had something else, but I forgot what it was.
We'll
He
come back
had
if we have
3,
to.
and I've got 1.
All right.
So
Screw Chase.
I think I had a. I thought it was going to be you ever post a Facebook status and you think it's just going to take off and be hilarious and everyone's going to like it? Well, this one just went right down. So I'm just going to use that. I'm going to try and bring it back.
Give it one more shot.
I was at Rural King the other day.
Love the Rural King.
I would also like to mention while I'm here on Rural King with the subject, they've done a great job remodeling the place. And,
They needed to.
And moving everything around. Everything's organized. When you go in there and look for something, it's where it should be,
Nice.
which is great.
I really struggled. I went on Black Friday and I was completely lost.
Yeah.
I had a different experience because
It's
I
a
couldn't
new
find
layout,
a damn thing.
But if you follow the signs,
Oh shit! I'm
they've
supposed
got
to read.
them. They've got them. So follow the signs. You'll find what you need. It's all there. But I was there the other day buying stuff for the farm, and as I was checking out, and as I was paying the lady, there was I believe it was a Salvation Army bell ringer out front, but they were in the lobby,
I know that.
just ringing that bell
Mm-mm.
the whole time that I'm checking out. And no more than I was there, I was kind of annoyed. And I know it's a great cause, but I couldn't imagine being a cashier listening to that bell ring all day long.
No.
So I'd just like to give a shout out to you guys if you're out there working cashiers in the front of stores. I feel your pain.
I got to be a bell ringer like next week or the week after with 4-H junior leaders.
Really?
Kroger, yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I'm going to bring
Great
the hell out of
cause.
that thing.
But I feel bad for the cashiers.
Dakota's future brother-in-law, Ian Sutherland. There's no response.
What? What were you going to say? What was the story?
He posted yesterday talking about Rural King. The Rural King parking lot being the absolute nightmare. Nobody knows how to park there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible.
It is. I said it's like the last vestige of the Wild West in Henry County. The Rural King parking lot is truly.
You cannot
insane.
go without saying, "What the hell is this guy thinking?"
Yeah, that's usually me. I pull in until I'm satisfied, and then I just stop and park.
You're the problem causer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we appreciate Rural King for all that it offers as a community that has one. But if you don't have a Rural King, we're all, this podcast goes all over the country, and all over the world. It is a store that has everything from hydraulic fluid.
It's just a home and farm
to
store.
Potato chips.
It's the most Midwestern store you've ever been in.
You can buy your 22 bullets, and
Honestly,
you
I'd
can
love
buy
it.
your oil for your engine,
Yep.
And you can buy a gun, unless your name's Chase Peyton.
and you can.
I can no longer buy guns from Rural King.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I went in to buy my pistol.
You pointed a gun at the guy behind the counter.
No,
didn't you?
I went in to buy a pistol. Okay, first gun I've ever bought that I had to do the test for. I was nervous.
You can buy live chickens there, live rabbits.
I went straight through the test. I answered a question wrong. I went back, redid the test, answered the question wrong again. I had to call a couple people. The manager knew what I did. She's like, "Oh, no, it's fine. You'll come get your gun tomorrow." Called the person. He was like, "We can't sell you the gun now. Ever. We can't sell you any guns. Ever." I was like, "Dude, I just messed up. I misread the question." He was like, you might be a terrorist." I was like, "I'm not." So I went to another gun store and I got the gun. Oh my God. I got my money back.
You can buy your flannel shirts. I think that's actually where this shirt came from. You buy your flannel shirts. You can buy your deep frying oil.
They have a lot of candy.
You can buy plumbing supplies.
I go there for lunch sometimes.
Because you eat the free
I bought some new
popcorn.
work bibs in there the other day.
Yeah, I mean it's
I
everything.
needed those.
They have really good prices on beef jerky. So I go there for lunch some days and just pick up a whole bunch of it.
Your sodium levels have to be through the roof.
I don't know. They don't test it during my blood work.
Your pompadour, by the way, I'm looking now. It is coming in so nicely.
It's coming in good.
It is tall.
Angela, shout out to Angela at MVP Barbershop.
I think you should do some blonde streaks.
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
Some gray.
What if you go to-
What if you
I
go
would
to
like
Morrell
the gray.
Be like the one Backstreet Boy that's left.
Any more final thoughts, Chase or Dakota or Kade?
Yep.
I don't know.
Keep going on down the list.
Hold on.
You'll
Three
get to me
beers in, here
eventually.
we
I got it.
You're
I got
almost
it.
there, Papaw.
The creator of SpongeBob died yesterday. That was
Oh
sad.
man.
Yeah.
Right in the feels. Out last one. I've been watching a new show. I've
Called
grown.
Parks and Rec. Where has it been all this time?
I hate Parks and Rec.
I know you
Overrated.
do.
No, I don't mind it. I think it is overrated though. New show though. I've grown up a little bit. I used to love Jersey Shore. I've grown up a little bit.
We can tell by the Hollister clothes in your last poll.
Only Hollister. Literally until I went to college,
All he
I was
had.
only in Hollister. Under the deck or something like that. It's about a yacht crew. It's pretty spicy. I like it. Good watch. It's
Audrey and
kind of
I've
like
been
a.
watching Old American Dad. Old
I like
Faithful.
American Dad.
I love that show.
It's kind of like a housewife show, but not as annoying.
Oh my God. It sounds
I
horrible.
hate you, Chase. We cannot watch TV together.
I love trash TV. Oh, and I am in the final season of The Sopranos. Finally.
About damn time.
I know how it ends.
Christy Avery. Chase likes Jersey Shore. Shocking.
Sarah Morrell says it's actually called Below Deck.
Oh,
She knows
Below
exactly
Deck.
what you're talking about.
Of course she
I'll watch
does.
it with Sarah.
She says it's on Bravo, the Real Housewives Network.
I said it was
So
like The
apparently it's also
Housewives.
always playing at Jeremiah's house.
Yeah.
No, apparently that's my mother-in-law that watches it.
Listen, I love Below Deck.
You and Libby just
I
need
just
to watch.
finished season 5. I think there's like a Below Deck Mediterranean.
If anything ever happened to
I
my
don't know.
father-in-law, you and Libby, and then you'd be my stepdad.
I'd let you call me Dad.
Jeremiah's going to get himself in so much trouble this episode.
But if you get yourself in that much trouble, does it matter?
You're going to get...
It's scorched earth. Everybody's mad at you.
It's like the $21.5 trillion debt.
Hey,
Yeah,
How
what the
many
hell's the
times?
difference?
How many times has he called you son?
Kevin,
Yeah.
counting the last time,
Yes.
0.
Hey, son.
Oh my God. Dakota, you got final thoughts?
I got nothing at this point. This is nothing. This roller coaster of an episode.
I've had so much fun. So next week we have another guest, a real guest booked. It's going to be Logan Cook.
Logan Paul, the guy that went to Japan and he videotaped that dude hanging from a tree. That's who we got coming.
What a douche.
Logan
Going to be
Cook.
fighting me live stream, pay-per-view.
Logan has 3 things he's famous for. He's a car salesman at Eder Ford.
Don't know where that is.
It's on the west side. I think Plainfield.
Of Newcastle?
No, west side of Indianapolis.
West side.
He's an
West side
MMA
is the
fighter.
best side.
So he's a grappler. So that's why I want to have Chase here. Or Kade here.
Keep going
I
down the
don't
list,
care.
Jeremiah.
I look at you every time and I go, Chase.
Getting close to that ball.
Which, by the way,
he's a stand-up.
I'm happy to be back in jiu-jitsu class after harvest, and I'm back to lifting. I'm back to my diet. I'm back to everything. So phase 2 of Kade losing
What kind of
weight
watch do you have on there?
is picking up.
Kade's going to get abs by Christmas.
Hopefully.
Maybe by New Year.
I'm on my pre-diet. It's where I'm like, I'm going to go on a diet soon. You know? It's in my brain. It's going to happen eventually.
You know, I join a gym. Maybe I'll go with you. We'll go together. You can teach me how to lift the stuff, pick up heavy stuff.
I still got to
Ooh,
get you guys.
We could
to
do
go with me
yoga
to
classes
jiu-jitsu.
together.
You pick up heavy
Would
stuff
you
until
spot
it gets
me
easy,
in yoga?
then you pick up
Yeah,
heavier.
let's do it.
I would do hot. I really want to try a hot yoga class.
I do
That-
yoga.
If
Really
we bring
bad.
the Mevo, the 4 of us could do hot yoga.
I'll be honest. When I'm on my little Beachbody on demand thing, I do the yoga.
Oh yeah,
Let's do it. I'm down.
It's really hard.
I want to try hot yoga. For
I do
real.
too.
I will do almost anything for clicks.
I
It is
also want
really
to try a. What are those?
Chase is in charge of outfits.
Sailing tanks.
The float.
the deprivation tank.
Yeah,
Oh, that sounds so cool.
I want to do that really bad.
Let's-
I would pay
guys,
big bucks to try.
Guys, let's just have a spa day. It will be awesome.
All right, final thoughts for me. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately. I've tried to listen to some different ones. I was really in the financial ones for a while. A lot of Pete the Planner and Dave Ramsey, but I went back to the West Wing Weekly here lately. And this last one is not about the West Wing at all. They took a break, and it was Parks and Rec. So they had Rob Lowe on, they had Adam Scott, and they had Michael Shore, who's the creator of Parks and Rec. Must listen episode. Everybody but Chase, who absolutely hates Parks and Rec for some ungodknown reason.
Jared, you know what I'm about to start?
What are you gonna start?
Entourage.
Oh, we're
I'm
gonna
going to
have so much
start it
fun.
after I finish The
All
Sopranos.
right, let's wrap this
We're gonna have so
episode
much
up.
fun.
Hold up. Shh.
Okay.
Don't talk about Entourage.
Turtle. Chase is turtle, and he
We
doesn't
will
even
be
know
here
it.
for another 3 hours. It's already been an hour and 40 minutes.
137. Final thing. I was listening. I did talk about it a minute ago when we were talking about the Red Dead Redemption, but Juice in the Morning. At some point, we're going to do a crossover episode, and we're going to be on that show with Justin Kelly. But this last week, he
we
was
have
on.
a feud with them.
Oh yeah, we're pissed at them. But they had Mark Foltz and Jesse Riddle on, who Jesse's been on the show a number of times. So listen to their current episode. That was a 2.5 hour long episode, but really, really fun. Good job to those guys. So always want to support local podcasts. Next week, we do have Logan Cook coming on. He's a stand-up comic. He's getting back in the game. He's a friend of Tanner Purdue. I'm pretty sure the reason that Logan's going to do the show is because you had Tanner on the Patreon last week, and
Nice.
he said, "Oh shoot, I need to get on the show." And Logan and I have known each other through it's kind of like Brent Terhune and I, kind of just through social media. Haven't really met each other, but another one of these stand-ups that's locally based and a funny guy and an interesting story. So it's like the trifecta: a salesman, a wrestler, or a grappler, whatever the hell you guys call
We
yourselves.
should roll live.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll turn the camera and we'll do it right here.
So
Ooh,
down.
spicy.
And,
We have a bunch of sound tiles left, so we can make a map for you.
We'll
We
make a
just,
mat?
Let's just take the Mevo to my house. I've got mats at my house.
Let's do it here in the show, like on the air. We'll just pivot and
listen,
we'll go.
If somebody wants to roll, I'm down.
We'll do it. Yeah,
all the time.
He doesn't know he's in for it yet. He's probably watching now. Actually, he's doing stand-up right now. I tried to book him for tonight, and he said no. He's up in Lafayette tonight doing stand-up. And that's the other thing is he does stand-up comedy. So
Oh, cool.
All right. So anyway, that's next week's show. This has been fun.
The week after that?
You are working. Do you have an announcement yet?
No, I don't have an announcement yet.
Audrey's pregnant.
No, but I'm trying.
You are trying?
Diligently to get a significant member of the Indiana legislature on.
That would be September, October. When would the baby be born, Chase? Do your math. August? If they're
9
trying
months.
now. Oh, I'm sorry. You're trying for a guest.
Yeah, it'd be
Trying
August.
for a guest.
You should wait 1 month. That way it comes out on my birthday.
Hey, why don't you talk on the mic whenever
You
you're
should
doing a
wait
podcast?
1 month. That way it comes out on my birthday.
One run request here, real quick, before we sign off. Dakota, Jerry Williams is in the chat, and she says, "Could you please educate the non-Amazon users on how to find our Amazon wish list?"
Our Amazon wish list. Just go to Amazon.com, and whenever you can go to search for profiles, search for Boss Hog of Liberty. We have our own profile. It has our logo as the profile picture, and you can search for it there. Whenever you go to purchase an item, it will automatically be sent to the studio, and it will take it off of the wish list. It's a very good process. It's a very good way for us to get the equipment that we need.
There we go.
Appreciate and love everyone that does it.
This has been fun. Appreciate all of you listening. This is the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast. Stone Aldridge is in the chat. He says, "I just threw on some ribs. I got another hour. What am I going to do?" Stone, we're done, but you can go back and listen to the beginning of this right on the Boss Hog of Liberty Facebook page. It's there for a full replay. Of course, we're on bosshogliberty.com. You can catch us on iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and on Indiana Talks every weekend. SoundCloud. We're on all the platforms.
Google Podcasts. That's where I get my podcast.
We're everywhere.
It's a good platform.
That's
Very
it.
clean, simple.
We'll see y'all next week.
Thank you for listening to the Boss Hog of Liberty, which is part of the We Are Libertarians Network. I am Chris Spangle, and I am the founder of this network, and I invite you to listen to all of our shows, which you can find at WeAreLibertarians.com or by searching for these in your podcatcher. The flagship show is the We Are Libertarians podcast, where we apply libertarian principles to current events. The Brian Nichols Show is a conversation amongst Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, Independents, as they talk about what is happening in the news. And we have many other podcasts like The Chris Spangle Show, Upward, The Cost, Raw Audio Politics, Miranda's World, and Tad Talk, which is quite a ride. So check all of these out. Go to WeAreLibertarians.com, and you can check out all of our great podcasts. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Get our other shows at WeAreLibertarians.com.